It's so dark. It was amazing! Oh wait! There's more! It was awful! I'm back! CGI shit!
I rest my case.
It was fucking horrible!
Okay, so apologies if I look a little bit out of it. I am extremely tired from G-Fest, and I've also got a really bad ear infection, like a bad earache, so I'm trying to get that recovered. But, hey guys, what's up, what's happening? It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome to another opening night. I'm a little late on this one, about a week out, because again, I was at G-Fest and having a good time with the guys, filming a couple projects, but I'm back once again with a new movie, not an oldie, although I got a couple on the way that I want to talk about. But I'm here, of course, to talk about one of the most anticipated movies of the year, one of the most hyped films, and is actually doing really well at the box office. That, of course, being the relaunch of the DC Universe with James Gunn's Superman, aka Superman 25, which I hate that. I'm going to go by its original title, Superman Legacy. I like that title a little bit more. But yeah, this is the latest endeavor of trying to redo Superman for a new generation, and it reboots the entire DC universe, except for one character, which I'll get to in a sec. But overall, this is a new restart to the DC universe. The Snyderverse completely failed. The Flash was the last hurrah, though Aquaman 2, but nobody gave a shit at that point. It really just did not work for the studio to go super duper dark, and now I've decided, hey, we gotta bring in the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy, who really has made Marvel its thing. We need some of that Marvel juice, I guess. But with this new Superman, it's a brand new start to the series, and before I get into my thoughts, what is the plot of this movie? Well, it takes place 3 years as Superman has already been a hero. I like that this is the direction DC lately has been going, like especially with the Batman, where, yes, you know the origin story. No more origin stories, you get the point, you know who Superman is, you know who Lois Lane is, you know what the Daily Planet is, what Metropolis is, what Lex Luthther is, what Krypton is, Kryptonite, Kal-El, Jor-El, General Zod, you get the picture. If you know it, you know it. Everybody knows this shit. With that said, it's 3 years in as Superman has been trying to figure out where he fits into the world as Superman. He is constantly being a goody-good. He is constantly saving people, which is like first plus of the movie compared to that Man of Steel. But he's also trying to deal with Lex Luthther, who is also in cahoots with some government stuff that may or may not symbolize some political stuff currently going on. I will get to that in a moment. But, yeah, it's just him finding his place, along with a little help from his friends, including Crypto, the super dog. You've got his robots on the Fortress of Solitude, and then you have the Justice Gang. We haven't gotten to the Justice League yet, which consists of Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, surprisingly, played by Nathan Fillion, and Hawkgirl, with many other heroes hopefully to come in the future in this new DC universe. So what is my take on the new Superman? And especially compared to the last 10 years of Superman movies. This is great. I really dug this one. This is how you do Superman. I was pleasantly surprised. Now, is it better than Henry Cavill's Superman or the Snyderverse? Fuck yeah. It is exactly what Superman is. He's not just fighting a bad guy letting people die. He's fighting people, but making time to save people. That is what Superman does. That is what he does. He doesn't just fight the bad guy and let 29/11s happen in the background. He is just saving people. And yes, there's destruction. Yes, there is that Snyder level. But Superman is able to get people out. The buildings are empty. This is what it should have been. And it's great for that. Now, compared to the Christopher Reeves Superman, which this movie is taking a lot of cues from, both in the theme by John Williams and down to the tone, but on top of that, actually having Christopher Reeve's son in the movie as a reporter, and I believe the family of Christopher Reeve did give their blessings on this movie, so I knew from the get-go we were kind of in the right direction when this was coming out. But I was also skeptical, because this is James Gunn we're talking with, and I've noticed with James Gunn, with his movies, he likes to work with groups of characters. He doesn't like to work with a solo character. So, with that said, that is one of the things I do take issue with, is that it is very Guardians of the Galaxy. He has been on Guardians of the Galaxy autopilot for the last 20 years. Like, and you knew this was, given this is the same guy who wrote the scripts to Scooby-Doo, the 2 Scooby-Doo movies. This guy likes to work with groups. And I can tell it's hard for him to deal with a solo character. And I will get to that in a sec. But what do I like else about this movie? I love that it's just a Richard Donner Superman in a way. It is a Richard Donner Superman. This is something I could say for 100%, sum up what the movie is. This is the Superman for Gen X. This is the Superman for the kids right now. Because this movie, it's hard to talk about it without, getting into certain stuff happening, but again, I'll save that for later. But this is made for the young kids. This is a Superman for this generation. If you're going in expecting Christopher Reeve, Brendan Routh, Henry Cavill, or even the animated series, just drop it. It's not made for you. The old school Superman movies. I'm sorry to say, and I think I can agree with everybody. I think I can kind of be a minority on this. I don't know. We're never going to get that Christopher Reeve magic again. That was lightning in a bottle. That only happened once in a lifetime generation. So, yes, it is hard to top Christopher Reeve. It is hard to top the Richard Donner Superman. That still, to me, is personally my favorite Superman. It is so hard to top it. It's lightning in a bottle. Anything since, it's just not going to top it, guys. So at this point, it's best to just remove Donner from the entire competition in comparison, and compare it more to the last 20 years of Superman movies, up until at least Superman Returns, and the TV shows, and the Snyderverse. And in that sense, it's great. It's fantastic. I can't remember what the guy's name who plays Superman now. He's great. He is Superman. He is Clark Kent. He speaks to the people. He doesn't speak to a government. He doesn't speak to an authority. He speaks for the people. He saves people. He does that. And he kicks ass, and he's fun, and he's great. Lois Lane is great. Everybody at the Daily Planet, fantastic. Jimmy Olsen, finally, Jimmy Olsen. I haven't seen your ass since probably Superman Returns. I think you were a one-shot cameo. I can't remember if Jimmy Olsen was in that movie. But, yeah, Superman's best friend Jimmy Olsen, back in action, doing cool stuff. James Gunn was like, alright, I'm gonna rectify Jimmy Olsen. Thank you. Was it Perry White, or whoever runs the Daily, the Daily Planet? Great. Oh god, Lex Luthther. I'll save it for the part I want to get to in a sec, but I want to talk to the other, I'll just say very quickly, Nicholas Hoult is fantastic as Lex Luthther. One of the best, at least since Kevin Spacey. I know people don't like Kevin Spacey now, but he was a good Lex. He was good. I like Gene Hackman. I love Clancy Brown. I love Kevin Spacey in Superman Returns. I really wish that Billy Zane was Lex Luthther. That would have been perfect casting. Jesse Eisenberg, no. You're not Lex Luthther. You're the Riddler disguised as Lex Luther. I am convinced that is the Riddler. But yeah, Nicholas Hoult is great as Lex Luther. But I'll get to more in a sec. The Justice Gang is fantastic. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern just washes away all the fears we had ever since Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. That movie sucked. That movie was terrible. This is Green Lantern, and I really liked this Green Lantern. I had my doubts, but now I've warmed up to him as the Green Lantern. He's not Hal Jordan, but he is a good Green Lantern. Hawkgirl, I wish there was more, because she felt kind of like shoehorned in. But then you have Mr. Terrific. Love this guy. I've never heard of Mr. Terrific before, but he's fantastic. He is really good in this. I love all his quirks. To me, he is like Superman's like second, like, you know, sidekick guy. He's great. Oh god, Krypto. Krypto's adorable. Like, I kind of watched Krypto the Superdog cartoon, so I do know who Krypto is, and I was down for Krypto in this. Krypto is hilarious. Krypto is adorable. Krypto is funny. I cared a lot about Krypto in this movie. And I want to see more with them. I want to see more of Krypto the Superdog. But on top of that, the way it looks, it's colorful. The action, fantastic. The kaiju battle is fun. The final battle at the end is great. I'll get to spoilers in a second. The music, I have 50-50 on. Yes, it's great to hear John Williams' score again, but it could have been used more. It's one of the things where I agree with a lot of people that Superman Returns had an advantage of, where they used the music. They didn't shy away from it. They tried to use it. This movie is missing that a little bit. I want to see a re-edit that uses more John Williams music. I think would just make it a lot, like, heavier weighted with the movie. So maybe a recut that's more, like a Richard Donner cut of this would be great. And on top of that, just everything else was great. The visuals were great and all that. It's what you expect from James Gunn. Fun, silly action, and yeah, Superman isn't Batman. It's not dark, it's not gritty. I mean, there's dark moments in this movie, but it's meant to be Superman for a new generation of kids and to get them into Superman. With that said, one thing I actually kind of dig about this movie is this movie's got super balls. Why do I mean by that? This movie is incredibly anti-American. It is I know a lot of people lately in the last 5 years, and actually this year, have been feeling drained, very tired, very exhausted with the current events of the world. This movie not only shies away from it, it is a massive, passive-aggressive, big middle finger to the entire state of the world right now. I'm just gonna drop the ball right now. I'm surprised this movie got away with what it did. It is political. It is right in your face about it. People call it woke. I wouldn't say it's that. It's more of like, it's very anti-capitalism, anti-American. Which, for Superman, you know, truth, justice, the American way. Yeah, truth, justice, they scribble out American way. I'm sorry, Canadians! We made Superman, not Americans. Canadians did. So do not try to claim that. Superman is ours. So, truth, justice, the Canadian way would make more sense, but this movie is extremely, like, a aggressive punch to the face to the entire, maybe year and a half of the world. And just to lay it off the ground, this talks about the Israel, Middle Eastern conflict right now, and it tells it right to your face, down to, spoiler alerts, Green Lantern and the Justice Gang come down to stop the conflict, with Green Lantern throwing tanks and destroying them and U.S. military equipment with big Green Lantern middle fingers. If that does not say, fuck America, I don't know what is. Like, I was kind of shocked that they went this. I'm surprised that news outlets aren't saying, this movie is communism, this movie is anti-American, this should not be playing in theaters. I'm surprised no one's talking about this, the political depth of this movie. Lex Luthther is Elon Musk. He's just straight up Elon Musk. And it's so over the top. But half the shit that Lex does, would not be surprised if Musk does this. It is straight in your face about that. It is a big middle finger to him. It's a big middle finger to, Netanyahu. There's one, world leader that is straight up Netanyahu if his hair was falling out. That's, like, wow. Like, I know there was conflict of whether, like, there was some sort of lawsuit happening whether or not this movie would make it in theaters. Am I the only one who thinks that's the government secretly trying to pull it because they know this movie is meant to piss people off and it's meant to be aggressive towards them? This movie's a threat. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this movie is a threat to a lot of world leaders right now, and I love it for it. I love a movie that does not give a fuck who their investors are, who their shareholders are, and they say, fuck all y'all, we're making a feel-good movie for the people. And much like Superman, this movie is for the people, and it's great. It's a feel-good, aggressive, like, let's go kick some ass. Now, I'm not this political and shit, but yeah, some of the pressures have been a little bit on me with what's going on, and this, I liked what this movie did. This movie's got balls, and again, I'm shocked that they got away with this much with this film. Kind of actually, like, it's unbelievable. Most movies that go political do not go this far. This movie went there. Now, they couldn't say the names of certain countries and politicians, but the characters are meant to be big, cartoony, over-the-top mocks of these. They are mocking them. Like Lex Luthther mocking Elon Musk. That dictator mocking Netanyahu. Like, they are mocking every leader, and it's like, again, I'm shocked they got away with this. So, that was great. Another spoiler I will give about this movie was something that kind of shocked me. So, Bizarro is in this movie? Kind of. Spoiler alerts, one of the super villain things that fights Superman turns out to be a clone of Superman, and Lex Luthther just says, oh yeah, we cloned you, but it's kind of dumber. That's Bizarro. If you don't know the comics, Bizarro is kind of a clone of Superman, but he's kind of stupid. I like that Bizarro is kind of in this movie. That's one villain I've always wanted to see in a Superman movie, and I'm glad this movie did that. I like that it's kind of Bizarro, and I'm down for that. So that was great. God, there's just so much to talk about with this movie. I mean, I will say the visual effects are impressive. Like, the fact that the robots on the Fortress of Solitude are actually practical animatronics, like, I could see that they are. I'm like, that's not CG. That's actually, like, that's actual animatronics. So, whoever did the animatronic work on this movie is fantastic. But yeah, like, there's a lot to like. It's no surprise why it's doing so damn well in theaters. Again, this is a Superman movie for Gen Z, for I can't remember if it's Gen Z or Gen X. I can't remember, the new generation of kids. It's made for you. And I could appreciate it like that. I feel like a parent taking their kid to see a Ninja Turtles movie who doesn't know anything about Ninja Turtles. But, I'm an enthusiastic guy, so I could sit with a kid and watch a Ninja Turtles movie and be like, I kind of dig this. And that's how I felt. I felt like I'm watching this with a group of new generation kids, and I'm sitting there like, you know what, kids? I could dig this. I could kind of get into this. This is fun. So, it's made for them. And I know there's a lot of kids who watch my channel. This movie's made for you, so go check this out. Flaws I have. Minor flaws. Little itty-bitty things. So, like I said, James Gunn likes to work in groups. He doesn't like to work with solo characters. I've noticed this with all of his movies. Scooby-Doo, Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, which, fun fact, Peacemaker makes a cameo, which means Suicide Squad, his Suicide Squad is still canon, which means, listen, I don't think they're ever gonna, I don't know if they could ever reboot Harley Quinn. I know they tried with Lady Gaga and Joker, and that movie just, I liked it, I liked Lady Gaga, but I felt the movie was a little off. But Margot Robbie is still Harley Quinn. She's probably gonna come back. It wouldn't surprise me. Although with Peacemaker, it's funny how, like, it's still connected to the Snyderverse, but now it's here. My guess is after the events of The Flash, the whole universe reset, and that's why we got the Superman and Peacemaker just bridged towards it. I don't know. I never watched Peacemaker. I've heard the show is good. Let me know if that's the case. But anyway, he's in the movie, but James Gunn likes to work in groups. And now with Superman, he's doing the same thing, and it is a bit of a flaw. I do feel like focusing on the Justice Gang and making Superman a part of that makes it less of a Superman movie. I know it's mostly centered focus, but adding Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific in there, even though I like these characters, I like what they did with them, and I know this is what James Gunn does, it takes away from Superman a little bit. And it does deprive it from being a full-on Superman movie. And while I do want them to take their time and focus on solo films and not rely on other comic characters except what's in the world. Like, for example, I want to see this what they do with Batman in this universe, but do I want, like, Wonder Woman and all them popping into a Batman movie? No, I want it to focus on Batman. I don't want it to focus on these other characters. You can hint to them, yes, but focus on the central character. And that's something that I noticed James Gunn has a little hard time with. I know they're trying to catch up with Marvel. I know they're pretty much borrowing Marvel creators to come help them. But you don't have to do current Marvel. You should go back to doing solo movies, then your team up. But I didn't mind it here. It's fine. But do I wish for a solo Superman? Yeah, I think that's something we are struggling with, to get a solo Superman movie that actually hits the ground running for people. I will agree the music does need more of John Williams' kick. And there's one other thing I do have an issue with. While I love the cinematography in this movie, there are some beautiful shots here. I'm really tired of James Gunn using the wide-angle lens, 360, show everything shot. What I mean by that is, like, there are so many, like, wide-angle lenses in this movie of either Superman flying like this right towards the camera, like with, like, a wide-angle lens. There's, like, action shots that follow the characters and stuff, and, you know, like, all this laser shit's going by Lex Luthther as he takes off his shades and something goes by him. And, like, all this really kind of almost 360, 3D kind of cinematography. And with Superman, it's a little distracting. When I think Superman, I think flying. I think, you know, lasers and punching, and nothing too tight and close up like in the Nolan Snyder era and the shaky cam. But like Christopher Reeve, I want to believe a man can fly. And I got it here in some parts, but not fully. And it's because of the camera work. It's because of the way characters are shot. And it's kind of getting tiresome. It's the same thing I have with the Spider-Verse animation. Like, it's cool, but it doesn't have to be in everything. And it's something that I know James Gunn is good with, but it gets tiring very fast. So, those are my only complaints about it. My only complaints, there's too many characters, more John Williams, and the 360 wide-angle lens has to stop. But other than that, I really enjoyed this. This is by far the best Superman movie, arguably, I would say at least since Superman Returns. I mean, okay, Superman Returns I haven't seen in a long time. I liked it when it came out. It was my first Superman movie, actually, and first in theaters. But, again, is this better than the Man of Steel and the Snyderverse stuff? Yes. Is it better than the Christopher Reeve films? No. And that it's in a good middle ground of better than what's happened recently, but not as good as what came before, which was lightning in a bottle. So overall, I like this new take on the DC Universe. I like how we're starting with Superman again. We're not just going into Batman. And the question becomes, what's next? Now, I know we're getting a Supergirl movie. I know we're getting a Clayface movie. And I like that we're doing new things. But when it comes to Batman, I'm conflicted. I know we're getting a Brave and Bold movie with a new Batman and Damian Wayne's Robin, which, again, I'm fine. Bring Robin in. I want Robin again. But I'm also conflicted because I know we got the Batman 2. I'm a little bit more excited for this. I had to see what the Brave and the Bold looks like before I decide if I'm gonna enjoy that or not. I'm still gonna go see it. It's still Batman. But I think they should maybe do BVS again, but a little better this time. And I don't know whether they should do a new Batman or they should go with the Matt Reeves stuff. I know there's conflicting interests. I think the studio is trying to aim for putting the Matt Reeves universe in, so that way there can be, like, less confusion and more consistency and more movies, but I don't know. I have to see what they do with Batman going forward. I have to see what the cameras are looking like rolling on the Batman Part 2, and then with Brave and the Bold. Again, I want Batman. I love Batman, but I want to see what they do more with Superman. I want to see more of this universe. I want to see more of this. I want to see more Superman, Supergirl, Krypto, Lex Luthther. I want to see more of the Green Lantern. I want to see this Green Lantern. I want to see their version of Wonder Woman. I want to see... You could do The Flash better this time. You could do Martian Manhunter. You could do a lot of stuff now, and I think this is the right direction to go with. So, overall, this movie's about, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for me. Is it better than Jurassic World Rebirth? It's kind of neck and neck for me. I have to give it some time, but this is a good movie. This is one of the best movies of the summer. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But yeah, it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think you guys will too. So go check it out. It's the new Superman movie, Superman Legacy. That's what I'm calling it. I don't care if they changed it, whatever. It's cool. But let me know your thoughts on Superman Legacy in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How do you compare it to... Oh god, I'm going to open so many floodgates with this. How do you compare it to the Snyderverse Henry Cavill? I mean, I like Henry Cavill. He was just in shitty Superman movies. But do you like it better than Cavill? Do you like it better than Reeves? Or is it better or worse? Whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to support our Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features. Don't know what I'm reviewing next time. Don't know if I'll see Fantastic Four yet. Not a big fan of those, except for the 2005 one was okay. But regardless, I will find another movie to review. I've got a few Patreon sponsor requests. I've gotten a few things in the mail that a couple people want me to review, and one of them is the next of a franchise I've been really looking forward to seeing, but I don't know when that's happening, but I'll keep you guys posted. So until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off saying, go see Superman, and oh, if you're very political right now, this movie might piss you off, but I love that it pisses you off. That I like the fact that this movie is going to make people uncomfortable, and in a good way. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Up, and away. Bye.